Oh, shit.
Oh, look. What up?
Hey,
Yo.
Welcome.
live.
Just went
Not sure.
live. Just went
Yes.
live. Um,
Yes.
what a way to start off the podcast, fellas. What a way. Hold on. How we doing today? You doing
Talking
good?
to us or the audience?
You.
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm splendid.
Yeah. What about you, CJ?
Carter?
Sick. Uh, what a great episode. Um, there. We're doing well, right?
Yes, sir.
You, Ty, you want to start us off? Actually, no. Carter's
Real
got to introduce himself to the audience
true.
as
He missed
the
his introduction
third
last week.
co-host that missed his intro. But he's on mute, so who knows? Um, we'll pull it up later. Anyways, welcome into another episode of the Post Patrol. I'm Gunner yet again. This is we got Tyler and we have our third co-host CJ Carter um in here today. Let's start it off with some Celtics talk.
Yeah.
You want to go first, Ty?
I'll just say brutal loss to the Bucks. We could not hit the side of a barn.
In that second half, definitely.
Yeah, it was tragic.
It
Kuzma
was
talking shit to Jaylen Brown. It was heartbreaking.
yeah, it was rough in that second half. Great bright side though. I've been telling everyone this for the past 3 weeks. We might have another star in Jordan Walsh.
Oh, 100%.
Um, Jordan Walsh
He-
watching the games is probably the best isolation defender in the league. One of the best, if not the best, I would say.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely up there. I'm more impressed with his offensive development. He shot 8 for 10 last game.
he only took what, 3 shots in the second half. I don't know why we stopped going away from him in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, everyone struggled. Pritchard 0 of 6, Derek White 1 of 5, Jaylen Brown 5 of 12, all
It,
in the second half. So, yeah,
it
wish
was
to see more Jordan Walsh there.
yeah. We just went away from him. Don't know why we did, 'cause he had 17 in that first half, 20 in there. It was
Let's
some around
see.
there. Um, and then he only took like 2 or 3 shots and at the end.
18 points in the first half.
18? Yeah. So one of three, if from the field in the second half, no shots. That's not a great thing um to have happen with the Celtics. Um, I will say that Walsh has is still very impressive though. I don't his offensive game's looking really clean this year. Um, like I was saying, probably the best isolation defender in the league. I mean, he's holding guys to subpar shooting below league efficiency when he is defending them. Um,
Hmm.
just just a really bright spot for us, I would say.
Couldn't agree more.
Um, and with that being said, I think there's still a lot with this team. Um, I still have I'm staying on my 8 seed track of that's where they're gonna be at the end of the season. for Boston. I do want to kind of move on from who was it? I I think we're gonna make some trades. I think Simons is most likely out of the league. Or not out of the league. Why did I say that?
Celtics,
Off
yep,
the
yep.
Celtics, yep. I just don't know who we trade him for.
Yeah, it doesn't, I feel like, fit in with the theme of the team, honestly. And I thought that right when we made the move for him.
Well, I saw him as a trade asset
Right.
at the start of the season immediately, and I think he gets moved by the deadline. Or why would we get him just to let him walk in free agency as
That's a good
well?
point.
Um, Hauser's been kind of shit.
Yeah, he was struggling early in the year. I thought he'd pick it up, but he has
He's
continued
he's had
to
his
struggle.
moments on the team, but he's still cold. He's starting to. I thought he was starting to heat up finally, and then he's back down to being cold, and he just doesn't look like he fits right now. I love Hauser though.
Main legend.
You mean legend. Um, with that being said, we'll move on to some trade talks going on. There's a lot of things happening with trade rumors at the moment. The biggest one being Giannis and where he might end up. We touched on it a little bit last week. What are your thoughts on Giannis and the Bucks at the moment, Ty?
And I think the Bucks should try to get rid of him, try to get something in return for him before free agency comes. I just don't see many teams being interested in essentially a short-term rental of an aging Giannis.
That's a fair point. That if I'm every other NBA team, I wouldn't make any trades for him. It's a 1.5 year rental. I understand he's also a top five player in the league when he's healthy. It's just that the key question is when, or keyword is when he's healthy. Um, where we've seen it in the past 2, 3 years that Giannis is starting to be riddled with injuries here and there. He'll he'll still get to the minimum usually of games played, but when it comes to the playoffs, he's either in the lineup or he's been out of the lineup for the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not not necessarily a good thing for who's supposed to be a trade asset.
Right.
I want to with these trade talks. What are some like I want to move on to like what Minnesota can go and do in these with the trade potential being there this year. 'Cause they're in need of a facilitator that's not named Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, that's a good point. Um,
Um,
yeah, I saw rumors about Kobe White being rumored
I think that wouldn't be a bad fit
in
either.
trades that may involve Timberwolves. Yeah, I don't think so either.
I've heard Kobe White's name recently in trade rumors. I've also been thinking of uh people are spewing Ja Morant. Ja Morant would be
Yeah,
interesting. It'd be an interesting pairing with Ant. Both are ball dominant in a sense. My issue is does that move the needle for the Wolves? I don't think so. I think they need a guy who can not be as ball dominant, but can but playoff ball as well. Um, the one I'm thinking of that makes sense for the Wolves probably won't happen, but is LaMelo Ball. I think
Yeah, that would be.
I think it makes sense. We're seeing LaMelo be able to play off ball a bit now. Letting Knipple play be the main facilitator of that team at times. Um, and he looks engaged with the Hornets enough to be able to play off ball with them.
Right. I would love to see LaMelo on a different team that has a actual chance to like make a run in the playoffs.
I agree with that. It'd be, it'd be nice because LaMelo could definitely he's definitely a good player and he definitely is a one of those eye-popping names that is like in a way like a Zach LaVine.
Hmm.
Um, Zach LaVine, great scorer, but he hasn't found any fit for to be a great guy on a team.
Hmm.
So if LaMelo can find that role to be a secondary star or third option and be a guy who can facilitate for another team, I think it'd be very interesting what he could do for that Wolves team. Either
Definitely,
he
yeah.
either he takes and becomes the secondary guy for them, or he be becomes the third option for them.
I don't see LaMelo Ball being a third option on any team in the league at this point. I don't think there's any team that has
No, and that's fair.
two scorers better than him.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. I just I'd like to see that role, and in a way, it's also with that goes hand in hand with another guy I want to talk about, where people are starting to talk about trading, and that's Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Um, Atlanta was looking pretty good at the start of the year. It started to look like they do not need Trae Young, um,
Yeah.
because of how Jalen Johnson has emerged into this star player for Atlanta. Um, an issue right now, Atlanta is in a skid though with their team. Um, but I don't think they should build around Trae Young anymore. I think they should go on and move on from Trae, get either assets in return or get something and move on from Trae.
Yeah, they're one of the younger teams in the league, so it does make sense to ship Trey now and try to make a push in like 2, 3 years.
Exactly, exactly. They also have KP locked up for a few years, who can be a second or third option. We've seen it with Boston. We saw it decently with the Mavs with him and Luka. I think that fit would, or they go and get either an trade, get picks for Trae and try and get someone through the draft for salary purposes and figure out how to move on with that, or they go and get another secondary star.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Johnson has looked very promising. He looks like almost a guy you can base your team around, not as like the first offensive option, but like as a
Yep.
key piece.
Oh, for sure. And the cream of the crop is gonna be what the Clippers do, because that team's getting blown up, most likely.
I mean, half their
Um,
team's gonna be retired in 2 years.
yeah, they like so they th that's really the cream of the crop of where people are gonna be traded out of, I think. I think probably James Harden's probably getting traded, even though he's one of the only bright spots for them at the moment for this
Yeah.
season.
Clippers are in a horrible spot. They don't have any of their draft picks. Their team sucks. Their team's old. Like, they have not much going for them.
Yeah. What's up, Carter?
Clippers this topic?
Yeah. At the moment, yes.
Let's get a Carter introduction here, though.
Yeah,
for the
let's
podcast viewers.
let's get the introduction first, Carter.
Hey, my name's Carter, also known as CJ. I'm your average casual basketball watcher, but you know, I have some good takes, some bad takes.
W
Oh, yeah.
Mans.
Enough to bring to the pod.
Yep. But yeah, we're on the Clippers and what pieces are probably getting moved from them. I just don't know where they're gonna get moved to.
Are you talking about like main playmakers, or are we talking about people that maybe come off the bench every so often that they can stack?
The whole team itself is getting blown up.
Yeah, they don't want to keep pretty much anyone. They have no redeeming.
What's current right now? Who's up? Kawhi,
James Harden.
James Harden.
I think they keep one player, for sure. I think there's one untouchable player on that team. And it's Ivica
mean-
Zubac.
I was gonna say Zubac is just like the most solid big man you can find.
So that's my whole thing. I think they're gonna keep Zubac. I think James Harden's probably one of those guys that teams need. So he could go anywhere. I think he's a candidate for the Wolves. The issue is contract. The Rockets could use Harden again because they've needed a guy who can give you ball security.
Yeah, while the man goes through his growing pains at point guard.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Kawhi, does a team really want Kawhi? I don't think so.
Just don't know how many games you're gonna get out of him.
Well,
It's a
the
pretty old team. Like the players are
Extremely
old.
oh,
old, yeah.
it's average, I think, is the oldest team in the NBA. So I think the Clippers, they're gonna trade a lot of these vets. With the Clippers, I need Chris Paul off that team right now, just so he can go somewhere else to finish out his retirement tour.
I agree. Give him a good last year. Don't waste it being petty.
Potentially a signed team that he retires with, like that signed him as a rookie.
Oh, you're saying the Pels.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I was saying that earlier. If he doesn't get traded, because it's coming up in 2 days for the start of people being able to be traded. I was saying that if he doesn't get traded, he should he's gonna get waived, and if he gets waived, I want him to go to OKC or Denver just for the ring. OKC makes more sense though because he started his career technically in OKC because of Katrina. That or he goes back home to the Pelicans, where he was drafted by.
I mean, Chris Paul getting a ring with OKC would be legendary after all the jokes about his career and not having a ring.
Yeah, and I think it'd be a perfect cap for him
A Hall of Fame
as a
career,
player. Yeah. I mean, the ring won't mean much when it comes to rankings, but yeah, it just
Yeah,
would
he
be
would
good.
provide about zero impact. He would provide like zero impact for that OKC team. Like they would be perfectly fine without him.
Yep. So that's my whole thoughts on the Chris Paul stuff. I mean, If you're not going to utilize him, why keep him on this team? I think there's one more trade candidate I want to talk to you guys about, and that guy is Anthony Davis. There's talks right now that that whole team, that Mavericks team, when AD's playing, they're ranked one of the top defenses, and they're one of the top defenses in the league. I mean, it's day to Davis though.
Yeah, that's very true.
Um, and he sounds like he wants out of Dallas himself.
He's in like Luca's shadow a little bit, don't you think?
Because of the Luka trade, yes.
Yeah.
What happened with that whole Dallas shit? Yes, he's getting clowned on now
He's
because
not
of it.
producing.
He is producing it when he's healthy. It's just like
He's never healthy.
it's not that he's never healthy. It's just very on and off the floor
I saw a
with him.
clip on Instagram where Anthony Davis appeared to like sustain 3 separate injuries on one play.
Yep.
Like his
No.
hand, his knee, and his ankle all in one play, and he's just
Well, they're like
sums up.
they're kind of like a lob and finish team. Like if you watch their games, I mean they like Gunnar, you mentioned really good defense. So their offensive attacks are just kind of deep lob ball. Oh, someone down there, someone that might be a big body,
Yep.
tall, like taller than usual in the NBA kind of guy, and then they're just aggressive, physical.
They are.
Not ball mover. I mean, I don't watch them a ton, to be honest. So Gunnar, I don't know if you have input on it, but do you feel like they have good ball movement and playmaking ability? Or do you feel like they're more just straight
They
line?
they do at times. I don't know what offense they are right now.
Find that out real quick. You keep talking.
But like their offense does get stiff at times. I'm not a big fan of it. It's their defense that is really interesting when it comes to them. They also just
I feel like that's
lost.
the elite part.
They just lost Derek Lively, right? Due to injury, if I'm correct. Like a
This
couple
year.
weeks. I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think
Yeah,
he's
I
out
think
for the
he's out
year.
for the year. Yeah.
But yeah, they
Um.
have the 29th offensive rating in the league, so they're second worst offense in the league.
Yeah.
But the 7th best defense. So
Exactly, and that's the whole thing. It's like
I could really use a guy like Luca to spice up that offense.
shit. If Nico Harrison was smart, yeah. But I think that's the whole issue with the with Dallas. I think AD might be gone. Dallas should just blow it up in general. And just start fresh with Cooper. But that's just me though.
Well, sometimes you do. When you invest in a draft pick like that, you sort of just start to build the team around your star player.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. They use a lot of teams do that. Um, my thing is like when they finally moved Cooper back to the 3, which he should have been this whole time, been playing the 3. He's finally looking great out there on the floor for them. He's had great moments now after they started the year, 1-6? Now they're 10-10. So,
Got to get that momentum going. For him being a new player in the NBA, he wasn't new to the pace. Or wasn't adjusted to the pace of play yet.
yeah, that's for sure, for sure.
I know he was an elite player, but
No, and he is the youngest guy there is in the league at the moment, if I'm correct.
Who is?
Cooper,
Flag.
yeah.
I know he was like a true freshman in college, or like a lot of them have stayed back a year at some point.
Yeah,
So that would make a lot of sense.
he's still 18 at the moment.
Oh wow.
Um,
One more year, I'll be up there with Tatum.
Facts. So I think it's interesting what possibilities could happen for AD. Um, I don't know what team would go and get him. Um,
Yeah, what do you think the best player they could get in return is? Like, what about a LaMelo Ball? I think that would be work pretty well with Cooper Flag.
that'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting pairing for sure. I don't know. I don't think LaMelo would unlock Cooper's potential. Um, I think what they'd they should really just go out and get picks and do a full-on rebuild with Cooper. Um, and honestly, AD could. I'm not saying. I don't think the Knicks actually can because they have to match the contract 100%. And get AD, but there's talks about the Knicks going for him. Um, that or I'm also hearing shit about the Bulls as well, which I just don't think the Bulls should.
No, I mean, they're not in contention to win anything this year. I don't see the point in trading for an aging star.
I also don't think the Bulls are a playoff team.
No.
And that's why I want uh Kobe White off that team because I want Kobe White to go do good things.
I agree.
I think you're a Giddy fan.
No, I'm not a big fan of Giddey. I'm not gonna lie. So,
I mean, his
I
stats are great, but like watching him play, it just looks
he's a
awkward.
he's not a good half-court offensive
Right.
guy. He's
It
great
looks
in
like the offense stalls a
transition.
lot of the time.
Yeah, he's great in transition. It's the issue is when it comes to the half court. And that's why OKC got rid of him. Was because their offense had gotten better in the half court after they traded Josh Giddey. So, that's I think that's a good point for where trades are at or what potentially could happen, who gets traded. Um, I mean, yeah. You guys want to go into our combined 150?
Yeah, you want to remind the viewers of our top 10 from last week in case they didn't make it?
Yeah, and we need a deciding factor with Carter
True.
here.
We'll let Carter be the.
All right.
Cool.
So 1A and 1B is LeBron and Jordan, which we'll come back to with Carter.
Okay.
3 is Kareem. 4 is Bill Russell. 5, Tim Duncan. 6, Magic. 7, Shaquille O'Neal. 8 through 10 is where we also have some interesting stuff. We have Bird, Steph, and Kobe there, and we also need a solidified one for that, and where to place those guys. But yeah, Carter, who is your GOAT? LeBron?
Like you're talking between the 1A and 1B?
Yep.
Between LeBron and Jordan.
It's how many years of it's tough because how many years of overlap? You got to look at different times in the league because I know LeBron was probably a rookie during the time that was the end of Jordan's career, correct?
Just
Did they ever
missed
I think it was, like, 1 year off,
Jordan.
yeah.
Just missed.
By year.
Yep.
So if we look at what Jordan has 6 rings,
Jordan
went
had 6 good seasons, yeah.
No, he has more
6-0
than
in the
6 good
finals one year.
seasons.
I mean, I could get a lot of hate for this, but I gotta go with LeBron James.
All right,
Love it.
we'll put.
Let's take a second look at Jordan's success without Scottie Pippen, right?
Oh my gosh, we're
So
doing
yeah,
this
before
shit.
Scottie Pippen got to the Bulls, Carter, guess what Michael Jordan's playoff series record was?
Over how many seasons?
I don't know how many seasons. But his record was 1-9 without Scottie Pippen.
1
in the
and
playoff.
9.
1-9. That's pretty bad. Has LeBron ever had a stretch where he went 1-9 in the playoffs in his entire 20-year career? I don't think so.
No, he just has more accolades, really. He was that guy. He was the guy like that. He didn't need another player, really.
He didn't need a Scottie Pippen to help. I mean, he had I wouldn't say they had a legacy team, the Lakers, but they were notably. I think his best time or his best years was what on the Bulls, or not the Bulls.
Yeah, it
I'm
was the
talking
Bulls.
about Michael Jordan.
Or for LeBron, it depends.
Second
LeBron
sim
and-
with the Cavs or the Heat time. You can go either or.
I'd have both the Cavs years and the Heat years for quality
I'm talking
quality
like
of years.
also success standpoint though.
Um,
How
That's
many,
why
Alright.
he had
wait,
the
how many?
rings.
Yeah, how many rings with each? We had 3.
LeBron's got 4, MJ's got
6. Yeah. We'll move on. So the 8, 9, and 10 spot, Carter. We have Bird, Steph, and Kobe. What spot would you have for each of those players?
8, 9, and 10.
Yep.
Ironically, I gotta put Kobe in the 8 because he's number 8,
All right, we'll move Kobe
Love
to
it.
the 8.
and then Curry, and then Bird.
Curry and then
Personally.
Bird. All right. All right. Sick.
You have the list up on the screen, some screen, Gunner?
Yes, I do. I'll put it
Yeah,
up.
put it on the put it on the stream.
So
Get
there.
Tyler's screen too going. That way I can see.
Love it.
Because
It's a
that's
cute
my
font at the top. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, the 11 spot. Who do you have at 11? Either of you.
This.
Players are
Yep.
in the list.
Yeah, because we're moving on to the either 11 through 15, or we can do 11 through 20, however you guys want to do it.
I'm gonna throw out Wilt Chamberlain at 11 because he was
That's where I have Wilt as well.
yeah. So that makes 2. So Carter, your opinion is invalid at this point.
Because I have Wilt as a guy who has a case to be the GOAT. I don't myself. I can understand people having him as the GOAT, though.
I don't know if you're. I don't think you can make Wilt the GOAT without having Bill Russell above him. That's just my opinion.
Well, you can. He's the statistical GOAT of the game. And that's what they use, which I'm fine with. Alright, Carter, who would you have at number 12?
Uh-oh, we lose him.
Did we lose him?
You might have.
Oh, he's on mute. Got it. we'll go to you, Ty. Who do you have at 12?
12. There's a couple.
Who do you lean towards really for the 12
When you
spot?
talk about greatness, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like Jerry West up there.
Ooh, I love you. I don't have Jerry that high, but I love you.
You don't end up being the logo of the NBA without being one of the GOATs, you know what I mean?
'Cause I have Hakeem here.
I like that too, but being the logo gives you a lot of like greatness points, you know what I mean?
That's fair. To help or just to talk about West a little bit. People see him as a loser, which I hate doing. I don't think he's a loser.
Yeah, it's not a very nice
Just
name.
just because he's 1-8 in the finals. You know, what are I don't like that argument, especially when he's translating really fucking well in the playoffs. Jerry in 65 is averaging 40 in the finals.
Yeah, it's like nothing he can do.
I have Hakeem here. For me, I have Hakeem over West because of the peak of Hakeem. I think is a better peak than Jerry. Also, he has one of the greatest playoff runs of all time. He's the 6th seed at 50 wins, and he's beating everyone who has either 55 wins or usually 60 and more in that playoffs. That it's one of the greatest carry jobs of all time. It's, for me, probably number 2 behind Tim Duncan's carry job in 2003. So that's why I have Hakeem here, really. My thing with Hakeem is that is the earlier years in his career, besides 86, when he has these playoff drops. So,
Yeah, that's a let's see.
so
We'll do. I say Hakeem at 12 is
Hakeem
more
at 12.
appropriate. Yeah.
Oops. I also do not have Jerry West at 13.
Fair enough.
I have Nikola Jokic.
I love that. I actually do like that a lot. I think, given a couple more years, Jokic will definitely be up here, but like, I don't know. He only has that one ring. And how old is Nikola Jokic?
He is about to be 30.
So he only has about half of his career done. I just feel it's a bit premature to have him on the edge of the top 10 here.
I don't think so. I think Jokic's peak, what he's doing, he's already a top 5 offensive player of all time, I'd say. We're seeing stuff that, like, every year he just keeps getting better, and I think what he's doing with that is very impressive. It's been a historical prime of a 7-year prime, very historical.
He should have more MVPs, at least one more.
I think he should have won in 23. I
Over
think
Embiid?
yes. However, I had Embiid as 22 for MVP.
Fair enough.
It's what he's doing, very impressive. I think what Jokic is doing, he's not really a playoff dropper. He has bad moments in playoffs, but he's rising usually in the playoffs. I have Jokic here at 13. I wouldn't be upset with Jerry West either though at 13.
We'll
'Cause
do 13 and 14, West and Jokic, no order. And then we'll let Carter decide.
when he unmutes.
Yes, he comes back.
Uh, Jokic/West, and then because I have West 15th myself, but I'm fine with Jerry West in that 13 or 14 slot. For number 15, who do you have, Ty?
I like going Oscar Robertson.
That's interesting. I'm lower on Oscar.
I don't know. I think if Russell Westbrook never came along, I think people would think higher of Oscar Robertson.
That's fair. That's totally
I
fair.
think Russ just made like the point guard getting a triple double look so casual.
No, that's
It almost
yeah.
lost its. Because before Russ did it, people were saying the record like nobody would ever do it again. Like players, analysts, fans, no one thought anyone would average a triple double. Then Russ goes and does it what 4 times, something like that.
Yep. I like Oscar. I think my thing with Oscar is the playoffs. I'd have KD here.
I don't know. I
I
KD
have
without Steph is a nobody.
that is false, Ty.
Okay, false, but his career is much less successful without Steph Curry.
To an extent, yes. He still is one of the greatest scorers of all time. Probably is the greatest scorer of our generation besides LeBron. He has this amazing carry job when Russ goes down with injury of that OKC team. I think his legacy gets tainted by people because he goes and joins the 2016 Warriors that go
I think
73-9 after.
as it should.
However, he was already planning on leaving OKC. And the Warriors were already one of the destinations to go do that. To go to. So, I don't think it should really I don't think it taints his legacy as much as people want it to.
Do you hold LeBron forming a super team in Miami against him?
I do not.
Okay, that's fair then.
Especially since that super team was very clunky in Miami. But I myself have KD here. I'm lower on West or not
Where do you
West
have-
on
Where do you have
Oscar.
Robertson?
I have Oscar like 17.
Okay.
I can see him potentially being top 15, but for me, I just don't.
So I think, what are we at right now? What's our list at? 14 or 15?
14 because we're arguing for 15 right now.
Gotcha.
Eileen Katie. I'd also have at my 16 I have John Havlicek. That's my whole thing. But I'm known as the Havlicek defender on TikTok. Cause I will go to
What would
ends meet.
Havlicek do to deserve being above Oscar Robertson?
So Hondo's the best player on, I'd say, 3 title teams.
Mhm.
In 68, 69, and in 70. Oh, bye CJ. 68, 69, and in what is it? 74. he has a media voted MVP. In the 70s, I think his peak is impressive. He is the leader of that team and is handed the keys to the castle that Bill Russell gave him. With in 68, sure, he comes off the bench at the start of his career for the first, I'd say, 4 rings. Oh, he, sorry, text from Carter. Gotta dip out for a little bit. You'll be back though, potentially. I think his peak's very impressive in 72. 73, there's a chance the Celtics go back to the finals if Hondo doesn't get injured during that series. So, I think it's what Hondo has done through his career is very impressive, being able to take the keys to the castle of a dynasty and keep it going for a bit through the 70s.
Okay, I like that. But one question. Why do you think Havlicek doesn't get the recognition, especially a lot by Celtics fans, that like Larry Bird, Bill Russell, like Paul Pierce, all them do? Like they're all faces of dynasty Celtics teams, where Havlicek is often overlooked.
Well, Hondo's over Pierce as an all-time Celtic, for sure. He by far is.
Maybe more so Larry Bird and Bill
Larry
Russell.
Bird and Bill Russell, so it's because of what they meant to the league at the time. That's the understanding of everything, is that Russell was doing all this stuff outside of the game for him to be recognized, with the civil rights stuff movement going on in that 60s. Hondo's legacy people like to bring down as a six man of throughout his whole career, which just isn't true. There's reasons why he's making all NBAs either coming off the bench or especially when he's starting. He's an all NBA first team guy throughout his peak. I mean, he's putting up the original LeBron James small forward numbers of being a combo small forward, being able to be an offensive hub, being able to bring up the ball. One of the greatest small forward defenders of all time. He's either 1, 2, or 3. I personally have him 1, just because of the interior defense he provides, being able to block 7-foot guys like Wilt as a 6'5" small forward. So that's my whole thing, and why I have Hondo above is because he's able to be a number 1 option on a championship team.
All right, well that puts us at, we listed 16 players so far, is that right? Throwing them out there.
16. Well, we've listed 17 because
Okay.
we're debating Hondo, KD, and fucking Oscar Robertson. So
we'll put them 15, 16, 17, and then we can confer with our third host.
15 to 17. Hondo. All right. 18. Who do you have at 18, Ty?
I like Dirk Nowitzki. His 18
Interesting.
to 20 range.
I don't have Dirk
Just
in
because
my
he beat
top
the GOAT.
20.
Yeah, okay, I like Dirk.
I like Dirk too.
Who do you have at 18?
18 I have Giannis.
Okay.
18's more of a toss-up for me though between Giannis and Moses.
Moses Malone.
Yep. I mean, Moses's peak is very interesting in 83. Moses gets seen as an inefficient center, but the rebounding he provides is very fucking good. He has a great ass carry job in 81 just to lose to the Celtics
Mhm.
and Larry Bird. I I'd either go Giannis or Moses myself. Why do you have Dirk at 18?
Lots of reasons for Dirk. I think he had one of the most impressive title runs of all time.
I'd say it's a top 10 title run.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say his play style, he thrived in like from when Dirk ended his career till I'd say about now, the mid-range was just like a dying art in the game of basketball.
So the mid-range started, the three-point shooting era started um, because of the Steve Nash Suns and the 7 seconds or less offense. I credit a lot to D'Antoni about that. Um, but I can see what you're talking about with it. My thing is with Dirk is the playoff drops. There's a lot of throughout his career, there's a lot of droppage in the playoffs. It's not as much as a guy like KG, I'd say. And because for me, I have Dirk over KG. Um, but I'd say it's not as impressive as some of the stuff that Giannis is doing in the playoffs. In recent years, Giannis has been a playoff dropper. Um, but I'd say his playoff highs are higher than the amount of lows that he has in the playoffs, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. I just think the way I look at it I was the same way with Jokic, is once Giannis retires a couple more seasons, maybe a couple more deep playoff runs, I would 100% put him above Dirk, but while his career is like, it's not over yet. He's still, what, low 30s, so he's got probably like 5 more years of being an elite level player. Um, so I want to like prematurely give him credit that he hasn't necessarily earned yet. Like,
I don't think it's necessarily that he hasn't earned
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Um,
Said it.
I'd say that for me, I'm being told that I'm kind of low on Giannis, which I wouldn't say so because people are starting to put him in the top 15. Um, I think the peak of Giannis is just greater than Dirk's peak in 2006.
That's fair.
Especially with the playoff run. That's why I would also make the argument. Um, I can understand the prime argument with what you're saying. I think the peak just outweighs it
Yeah, that's
myself.
fair. That is fair.
Um, so with that, I'll put 18, you want to go Giannis then? Or,
I like Giannis. No,
Alright.
Giannis is good.
alright. 19, you said Dirk? Or would you leave all? Because I can make the argument for Moses now as well. For
That is
Moses.
up to you.
I'll make the argument for Moses. Moses is a very intriguing player throughout. He's what they clowned Angel Reese for when you go back and watch the games because he is getting these quote unquote rebounds. However, he's just because he's inefficient. But at the same time, Moses is still effective at scoring. He's a 49.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you now, yeah.
Oh, I cut out.
I think.
Am I lagging?
No, you're good now. You're good now.
All right.
You're good.
So with Moses, he's still a 49% guy from the field. I don't know what his true shooting is off the top of my head. Decent rim protector throughout his career. You wouldn't think of him as a rim protector though. He's giving you 5 offensive boards a game. At one point giving, I want to say 7 for like 5 years around. He's winning this MVP in 83 on this historically great team. I'd argue it's a top 5 team of all time in the 76ers with Dr. J, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones. So I personally think that the peak, and you can make the argument the prime is also there for Moses over Dirk, but I'd say the prime leans more towards Dirk. But that's what I would say for Moses'
That
case.
puts us at about.
That puts us at 20. So Dirk and then Moses, or Moses and Dirk.
We can do Moses then Dirk. You're more familiar with Moses' game than I was.
That's fair. So that's the 20. Next week's gonna be very interesting with. Are we going 20 to 30 or are we going 20 to 25?
For next week?
Yep. Just keep it at 10 or
we can do 20 to 30, keep the theme of 10
keep
per
it
episode.
alright. Cause the first name that comes off my lips is gonna be the one that you're gonna say probably no to.
Trying to think who you might be thinking of. Give me a hint so I can guess for next week. What era do they play in? What years?
Oh, he's before Russell.
God damn it.
Yep.
Basketball was like his side gig here.
No. Well, no. He probably did have a second job, but at the same time, his main focus was basketball.
That's fair.
So
where does that take us to now? Today in NBA history? Was that our next segment?
Yeah, if it'll fucking load. Shit. I have too many things open at once.
Not a whole lot in NBA history here. A couple
No.
50-point games I'm seeing.
Any rule changes or anything? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I saw in 1983, the Nuggets allowed 186 points to the Pistons.
Oh, to the Pistons, that is today. Shit, yeah.
A
That is.
186 to 184 point loss.
Yep, it went to double overtime. That's an Alex English led team right there. Oh, I'm froze. I
Maybe
lagged.
I think.
Yep, I'm lagging. Sick. I love it here.
I'm hearing bits and pieces.
Hello?
I heard the first 4 letters.
Hello? No. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Should be good now.
Alright. Oh shit.
Hear
Yeah, I
the-
lagged.
186 point fact.
I did. Well, I'm lagging again. Hello?
Hello.
Alright. Still lagging a little bit. Still lagging, I think.
Yeah. Alright, today in NBA history, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Alright, did you hear the Nuggets gave up 186 points in 1983 today?
I did. That's the Alex English led Nuggets that does it too. Whoa.
I fear they also scored 184. It's probably
It was a double OT.
double OT game, yeah.
Double OT might have been triple. I'd have to go back and watch again, but I believe it was double OT. The Nuggets are in that era are known as a no defensive team. Their whole game plan was just to outscore.
Yep.
Um,
2 years ago today, Giannis put up 64 on the Indiana Pacers.
That's the career high, right?
Yep, is that the game ball fiasco? Was that a thing?
Yes, it was.
Yep.
When he says, and I quote, "Don't touch my balls." So.
Some guys aren't into that, yeah.
But yeah, anything else before we head off?
Nothing too crazy for today in NBA history.
No? Alright. Thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. This has been the Post Patrol. We'll